everyone, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make videos here about knitting and yarn and that's pretty much it. So if that is interesting to you, feel free to subscribe, check out my other videos. I've done knitting podcasts, knitting vlogs, yarn hauls, all that type of thing. So if that's interesting to you, would love to have you around. I'm also on Instagram, which is at Jamie_creates. So feel free to check that out. I post very often on there and I am also on TikTok. I'm trying to get better at posting on there. This video is going to be another knitting podcast where I give you an update on all my current WIPs and finished objects. There are a lot of finished objects in this video, much more than WIPs, which is actually very exciting and not something that happens very often. So I'm excited. I'm kind of getting into a new headspace with some new projects coming up soon and finishing ones that have been on my needles for ages. So I'm very excited to tell you all about that. But before I get started with that, I just wanted to quickly talk about the brand Ana Luisa, who are kind enough to gift me some of their jewelry, and I'm going to just show it to you and tell you a little bit about it. Ana Luisa are an online jewelry brand and they have an incredibly wide range of very classic pieces, but also something kind of for everyone. I feel like there's a huge variety of styles. There's definitely more toned down pieces, but also if you want something a bit more fun and out there, they've got that as well. I really love their brand ethos. They are carbon neutral. Their packaging is all carbon neutral, their products, they care about their impact on the environment, and I think that is really commendable. And when I'm looking for brands to support, that's something that I find personally to be important. I'm sure for a lot of people that is the same. Their pieces are also incredibly high quality at pretty affordable prices, especially because they almost always have a sale going on. So I'm sure even with the holidays coming up and Black Friday, there's going to be even more sales. So it's literally never been a better time to shop. So I wanted to show you the 3 pieces they were kind enough to send me. I'm wearing 2 of them right now because I cannot wear all 3 at the same time. But I opted to go for a necklace this time. I don't often wear necklaces. I don't know why. I really have no idea why. I just find myself never really just like thinking to go buy a necklace, but I'm always like looking out for good earrings. So I decided, let me get a nice necklace that I can just put on and will go with anything. The next piece that they sent me were these earrings that I'm wearing. I'll just come a little bit closer so you can see them. They're so cute. They're once again a little bit different to what I would normally go for, and I think that's the fun of shopping, getting new things, trying out new styles. So these are the second pair and I am obsessed with them. I've already been wearing them out and it makes me feel so classy and just like a little bit more fancy. I wore them out when I went to go see a musical last week. So I'll be putting the link to go shop at Ana Luisa in the description box, and also I'll list the names of the 3 pieces that I got in case you were curious. And yeah, thanks so much again to Ana Luisa for the beautiful pieces. And without further ado, let's continue with the video. Okay, so as I said already, I have a lot more FOs than I do WIPs. So I think I'm actually going to start with my WIPs today and then get onto the FOs afterwards, just switch it up. You might also notice I'm not going to be doing any yarn acquisitions in this video, and that's because although I have accumulated some yarn since the last one, I have already talked about them in another video that I've filmed, which is going to go up next week, because I went to a yarn market show thing, and so I got a lot of yarn there, and so I wanted to talk about it in that video. And the other yarn that I got was from Willow, and I feel like I already showed it in my yarn organization video, which was like 2 videos ago. So yeah, I feel like you will and have already seen all the yarn that I've acquired, so there's not really a point in me going over it all again just to make this video unnecessarily longer. So yeah, that's why. Okay, to start with the WIPs. So this is a brand new WIP. I had not yet started it when I filmed my last video, but it is worked up so fast, it's actually insane. It is, let me just get it in a place where I can show you properly. So this is the progress I've made on my Josephine vest, which is so exciting. This is the front and I've already finished the whole back section. So I decided that I was gonna do a Josephine vest randomly. I think I was getting a bit of FOMO because all my testers are currently working on and about to finish their Josephine jumpers, and that's like my next pattern release. So I was like seeing all their beautiful work and I was like, oh, like I just really miss working this stitch up, and it had been a while since I like did the bulk of the Josephine jumpers. I did it all before I had like traveled in Europe, so months and months ago. So I was like, let me just do a vest version, like I just want to. So I will be doing the pattern for that. This is using the Knitato Silky Cloud, which I showed a few videos ago. They kindly gifted this to me and I hadn't really come up with an idea for a project at the time. Yeah, I finally came up with an idea and I'm super happy with how it's working up. I've only used like 2 skeins at the moment and they gave me 5, so I'm still got to do like the neckline and the ribbing for like the sleeve trims, but other than that, like I'm pretty much done. So I'm probably gonna use like about like 2.5-ish skeins, so I'm gonna have some left over. Which was not the plan, but I didn't really know how far these would go since I never used the yarn before, but now I know. I've kind of just been picking this one up sporadically. I worked a lot of it really quickly, but then now I've just kind of been distracted by all the other projects that I had. So yeah, but I'm keen now that I have finished most of my other projects to get this one done. Okay, and my other WIP is one that I had already shown you in my last video, maybe even my last 2. It's a slow burn, this one, but I did make some progress on it since I last showed you, and that is my Happy Hour cardigan. So this is the back section, which is, I've got like the shoulder shaping done. So I've finished the back section and I'd already finished one of the side panels. So now I just have one more side panel and then the sleeves pretty much to work. So I'm making progress. I had to put it on hold for a while because I was waiting for more yarn to come because I ran out in the got it here, in the duck egg blue of the Feeling Good yarn. I ran out because I didn't have actually that much to start with. And that was my own fault for not really like considering that I had much less of that color than all the other colors, so that was my own fault. But yeah, made an order, got my last skein, so I was able to finish the back section, and I just haven't really gotten around to doing the rest, but I will because now I don't have many WIPs, so I have no excuse. We'll see if I can get these 2 projects finished before I start anything new, because I don't really have any other like urgent ideas. I think I have like one that I definitely want to start and I have the yarn for it, but I think everything else I don't have yarn for yet, or I just like want to hold off. So yeah, I think mission should be to try and finish these WIPs before starting anything new, and we'll see how I go. Okay, on to FOs. So these are my second pair of sleeves that I finished. I kind of like just wearing them as like a scarf. I think it's cute. Yeah, these are the second pair of like bolero sleeves that I've done. I think they're actually the 3rd pair of sleeves I've done, but second, which are, yeah, they're pretty much the exact same as the ones I showed in my last podcast, except these ones have just been altered a little bit. I just made the back section a little bit less wide and fixed that up a little bit. And I do plan on writing a pattern, but I'm a bit like overwhelmed by the idea of making it made to measure, which I think I've talked about already. So I'm still on the fence, but I think I'm gonna do it. I just really need to find the motivation to do it. So comment if you want the pattern, because I need the external motivation. But they are so cute. I used the Ching Fiber Slub yarn, which is I think called Pearl. I think that's like the name of the yarn, and the shade was Tamagotchi. And I'm so happy I finally got to use this yarn. This was the perfect project for it because I only had 1 skein. I didn't even use the entire thing for these. So these use less than 1 skein of that yarn, which is very good. That yarn comes with like so much yardage, it's insane. And I just think this texture looks just so good. Even with a stockinette, like it just looks awesome with the little slubby ball things, and the fact that I use like larger needles than what this yarn would normally call for, just to make it like nice and holy, and it'll be good for summer. So yeah, super keen that I finally got these off my needles. It was a really good project, just like take with me on the go. But yeah, we finally got her done. This next one is hot off the needles. I literally just finished this one like an hour ago maybe, like just before filming this pretty much. It has been on my needles for I think 2 months now. I think this was the first project I started once I got home from Europe, which was 2 months ago. So that is crazy for me. It normally does not take me that long to finish projects, especially ones like this. Like this isn't even that big of a project. Like it's a jumper, but it's all lace and there's a lot of holes and it's quite small. So I don't know why it took me so long. I think it's just because it requires so much concentration. I just couldn't really bring myself to like do it in like long sittings. Like I've done some long sittings in the last few days just to smash out the sleeves, but like before that I think I just like couldn't bring myself to do these long sittings, and so it just kind of sat for a while, and then I'd pick it up and then I would be like, oh, I don't really want to work on it anymore, but I've hardly made any progress. So yeah, very happy this is finally done. So what is it, you ask? So this is the To Be So Lonely sweater by Kara's Knit Eng, made with the Melted Baby Suri from Ching Fiber in the shade Cheese, and I love this shade so much, and I'm so happy it's done, and I'm so excited to wear it because this shade is just so eye-catching. I love the orange. I just think it's brilliant. This pattern is brilliant as well. I finally got the hang of the stitch pattern by the time I got to the sleeves. Like I didn't make any mistakes, and there are definitely mistakes in the front and back, but we won't talk about those. And yeah, it did become quite addicting once I kind of got on a bit of a roll these last few days. So I'm so happy it's finally done. I definitely need to block this. It's not as wide as I would like, not as long as I would like, and the sleeves could probably be a little bit longer. And I think even though you can already see the stitch pattern really nicely, I think blocking will just help to make it even more defining. So I'm going to be doing that, but I just wanted to wait till after the video because if I blocked it, then I wouldn't be able to show it to you in this video. So I will be doing that as soon as possible. Probably as soon as I finish this, I'll be blocking it. The design, I believe, was inspired by Harry Styles' jumper that he had worn ages ago, but yeah, I thought it was just such an incredibly beautiful stitch, so could not wait to get this one on my needles, and now I am so happy it is off my needles. Okay, so the next one is a new design of mine. It's quite big, so I'm hoping I'll be able to like show you properly. Oh my god. So let me like lean back, do a little bit of a pan across. There we go. You can see it all. Okay, so this is the Shape Shift jumper, which is a new design of mine, and I am obsessed with it. I was so excited when I got this shipment of Wool in the Gang Crazy Sexy Wool in Pink Lemonade and Raspberry Pink, which are two shades I had not tried yet before, which is crazy because I love pink so much, and you'd think I would have tried them all, but I have not. There's actually so many crazy sexy wool shades that I have not tried yet, so I'm slowly getting through it. But yeah, I originally got 3 skeins of each, thinking I think look, I don't really remember, but I think my thought process was that I could make 2 like vests with them, or I could put them together to make a jumper, and I wasn't really sure initially, but then I decided, yeah, I'm keen to make a jumper, and I'm keen to do something like color blocked because I haven't really done that in a really long time. I feel like I've been opting for like one color these days, which is so different to what I used to do. So now I'm like, yeah, kind of just wanted to make this a bit more fun. So I ended up doing this gorgeous stitch for the front and the back. It's actually reversible, like it looks exactly the same on the other side, and it kind of looks like blocks, but I mean, either way you look at it, like it's just lots of shapes going on. There's parallelograms, there's diamonds, there's blocks, there's cubes, or whatever you want to call it. So I think that the Shape Shift jumper is a really cool name because it's like all the different shapes are shifting when you look at it. And I never come up with my own names. I'm so bad at it. So I was like really excited that I came up with something that I liked and I didn't have to ask other people for ideas. And I was super unsure of what to do for the sleeves. Like I ended up putting a poll on my Instagram and I tried like a whole different thing that I ended up scrapping. Like I'd done the entire sleeve and then I ended up frogging the whole thing because I just didn't like how it looked when I was wearing it. So I just ended up going straight for stockinette, and I'm glad I did. I think it really pulls the focus onto the texture at the front and the back, and yeah, I'm happy with my decision to do that. And I'm just obsessed, and I've already written the pattern. It's all done and ready to go into testing. I'm gonna hold off on putting out my testing call. I will explain later on why I'm holding off, but yeah, the pattern's all written, so I felt really productive getting that done. I think you would know that because I talked about it in my last video when I did a day of my life and I was writing the pattern and then I finished the pattern. So yeah, pattern's already written, as you know. But this is me showing you the FO because I don't even know if I actually showed it in that video. So this next one was, I believe, a whip in the last video. I think I had only done the front and back, like the body section, at the time I filmed the last video, and I just had to do the sleeves, so it's done now. This is still unnamed, and I wish that I had come up with a name. I do have a few ideas because people sent some really great suggestions. I just haven't properly gone through them all and like come up with decide on a name because I haven't written the pattern yet, and I will. So when I write the pattern, I will come up with a name, but let me just show it to you. Okay, so you've already seen the front and the back, which is this gorgeous cable design. And I also want to show you the sleeves because they're finally done. Oop. So here is the sleeve. So it's like reverse stockinette with this awesome, beautiful, stunning cable on the side. So what happened was I initially wanted this cable stitch to be as part of the body section, but I ended up just not having enough, I guess, space because there are so many, only so many stitches you can really do when you're working with chunky yarn. There's like only so many stitches you can do, so that's why I ended up not going for it and just leaving that part out. And then when I was deciding what to do with the sleeves, I was like, oh my god, Jamie, you're so smart. Like, you can put that stitch on the sleeve. This is made with Malabrigo Rasta in the shade Cucumber, and I love this yarn because it really, I feel like it's probably the best quality out of all the chunky yarns I've used. It's a superwash merino, I'm pretty sure, and it pills a lot less, and it gets, yeah, it just stays in its really nice condition for a lot longer than the other chunky yarns that I've used. So yeah, and it is so soft. I can wear it on its own. I don't need to wear anything else with it. It is just so soft on the skin and like squishy, and it just like, it feels like, I don't know, like buttery. I can't explain it, but I love it, and I've been wearing it so much because this weather's been chaotic and we've had a lot of cold days recently. So yeah, but I'm super excited to write this pattern and get it out, but I just kind of got distracted by the other designs. Okay, wow, we're already up to my last FO, which is also one that I have been showing for a while, but I was waiting on the yarn shipment to complete. So it's finally completed. It's been blocked. It's perfect. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with how it fits, especially after blocking. And yeah, I'm just excited to show you. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of a like, okay, we're doing this. Now I'm like gonna pull it, hold it all the way up, show as much as I can on this small little frame. But yeah, this is my To the Nines dress. Pattern is by Kara's Knitting as well. And I have never knit a dress before, but I was inspired to do so after I saw this pattern, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. It's always been something that I thought was really intimidating. I don't have the patience for it, but it worked up just as quickly as like a jumper would, or maybe even quicker. Like, I don't know, I used like 3.5 skeins of Wool and the Gang Take Care Mohair in the shade Bubblegum Pink, and I feel like a jumper would take pretty much the same. So yeah, for me, like, it's just the thought of making a dress has always scared me because it's like so long, but if you think about it, it's not that different in terms of the time. So totally worth it. Flew by, and I had this one on my needles for a while as well, so I really didn't feel like a sprint, it's more like a marathon, you know. It has a really cute little tie that goes at the back, so just like really make it perfectly fit, you know, exactly how you want it to. And it's got little ties at the top as well, as you can see, so the straps are super adjustable, and the whole thing was made to measure, and I'm just so happy with how it's turned out. Like, it fits perfectly. It's like, it honestly, when I say it fits like a glove, like, it actually does. I really didn't get to try it on much throughout the process because my needles just didn't really accommodate for that, so I was just too lazy to put the stitches on hold. So I was really just hoping for the best the entire time, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yeah, okay, wow, I cannot believe I've already finished talking about everything. I feel like I got through that pretty quickly. So in terms of why I haven't released that pattern testing call yet, is because I think what I'm going to end up doing is, like, I've said I don't want to do pattern drops because it overwhelms me, but I think I'm actually going to be able to, because I'm just going to write these patterns as, you know, in the time it takes me, and then put out the testing call, because I'm not really in a rush. Like, winter hasn't started yet for the Northern Hemisphere, and so I feel like I have a bit of time to get these chunky jumper patterns out. And so I think, yeah, I've got one more that I want to make for sure. I have some yarn coming very, very soon, and I know what I'm going to be making already. I'm going to be doing a For the Love of Waffles jumper, which I'm super excited about because the yarn that I chose for it is so nice. And that is like one of my most worn pieces, and the pattern's also probably one of my best selling, so I think a jumper version will be I feel like I'll really enjoy doing that as well, and really enjoy making it and wearing it. So that's like next on my list of things to make and write, and I don't think it'll take me as long to write because I've already done the cardigan version. So yeah, I think once I've got that, and then also this cable jumper, and I've already written the shape shift, I think at least those three I can do it in as a chunky jumper pattern drop. And I have yarn for like something else. Like, I have more chunky yarn coming as well, but I don't really know what I would make with that, so I'm not going to push myself to do four for no reason. But yeah, so I'm going to, I think that's the plan. I don't exactly know when that's going to happen, but I do have 3 patterns in testing already at the moment, and they're all going to hopefully come out in November. So that's also kind of why I'm holding off, because I don't really want to have more than 3 patterns in testing at once. It's already quite overwhelming, and once I start releasing, it's going to become even more overwhelming. So that's just like where I'm at, very much like mentally preparing myself for this next month, how busy it's going to be. But we are finally getting through all these patterns. I do have more that I need to write. I don't know when they're going to come out. I'm doing the best that I can, but I also don't want to, overwhelm myself. Okay, I think that is the end of the video. Before I say goodbye, I just wanted to remind you again that the link for Ana Luisa and to shop all of their pieces is in the description. Thanks so much again to Ana Luisa for gifting me these gorgeous products. Don't forget to check out my patterns. Also, the links will also be in the description, and check out all my social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!